All right, so let's get this posted up for everybody to know that I am live for the evening. Bear with me while I do that. Okay. Bear with me. All right, posting up to get everybody on that we can get. Posting this up in a couple of places. Give me just a second. This is not cooperating. Waiting a few more minutes until probably around 7-ish. I'm posting up on a couple of places that I am live now, so want to try to get as many people on as we can. Wait for people to jump on. Okay. Got one on. So hi. Wait and see if we can get a few more.
Hey, I just want to remind you, forgiveness. Okay, so listen, Friday is sold out, but Saturday I'm going to be at Five Nightclub in Fort Walton Beach. You can get your tickets at upchurchtickets.com. And yeah,
Go ahead.
so that's Friday sold out. Saturday.
10-4.
Okay, so we'll wait about another 5 minutes. So far, I've just got one lowly person on with me, so it may just be you and I may bore you to death. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Let me check something here really quick. Nothing important. Turn that down. Okay. Got that on one more spot. I hate posting to Facebook, but I went ahead and posted it to Facebook. I really hate posting it to Facebook, but you know, it is what it is. Facebook anymore. I don't know your opinion of Facebook, but sometimes I feel like it's kind of the swamp. Sometimes if it wasn't for certain friends that I have just on Facebook and not on the other social networks that I'm on, and the local businesses that I buy from that use Facebook, I sometimes would love to just get rid of it, but my family's on there, so try to convert them to other places. I keep looking over my shoulder because I actually do have my local news on, because of this wonderful weather that we're having. This wonderful sleet and freezing rain that's coming down right now. It's fantastic. My husband just left to go to the firehouse, so hopefully it'll be a calm evening. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, even though I've only got one person on with me. Hello, how are you this evening? Hope you're well. Hope hope you stay home, stay safe, stay off the roads. So this will be my kind of disclaimer for everybody else that may jump on or watch this later this evening. Don't go out. Please stay home. I understand when we start getting snow, and especially for the first big one of the year, you want to get out and you want to play. Don't play on the roads. Please just stay home. Be safe. Stay off the roads. We hate having to go out and work accidents in this shit. My husband hates having to get out and do that, and so do the other guys and girls. They don't want to see anybody get hurt. Stay home. Stay home. If you don't have to get out and go to work, and you're not in an emergency, and I mean like limbs falling off, you're having a heart attack, you're having a stroke, like going to the store to buy cookies and milk is not an emergency. Okay? Like, stay the hell home. Okay? Stay home. Stay home. So my disclaimer for the night. Stay home. So I listened to some more, and I just recently turned it off to get on live. I probably should have it playing in the background again. Some more of this horse shit today on this impeachment trial day 2. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if I can handle much more horse shit coming off the left. Like, I mean, it stinks like a cow manure pasture. Really, it does. It stinks so bad. They're trying to compare this to 9/11. Like, okay, another disclaimer. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for the police officers that were there that day that had to deal with all the bullshit. Like, I do. I feel bad for those guys and girls, men and women. I shouldn't say guys and girls. You know, they're grown. I feel bad for them. You know, having to deal with all that. And I get that they're police and that they, you know, they understand their job when they put on the uniform every day. But they should not have to deal with it's no different than us standing back during all the riots and everything and saying they don't get paid enough to deal with that shit. You know, being spit on and all that nonsense that they had to deal with. Same thing at the Capitol. They don't get paid. They don't get paid enough to deal with that shit. They don't. And I feel bad for them that they had to deal with all that. But it was nowhere near catastrophic like 9/11 was. And I have my own opinions about 9/11. Okay? So let's not get that twisted either. But thousands of people died on 9/11. Thousands. You had a small group of people that broke into the Capitol and acted ass. And you had hundreds of thousands standing outside waving flags and singing songs. Like, drama queens is what they're being. They're being fucking drama queens, and I can't stand it. It makes me want to puke. So, I don't know who's on with me, but if you want to chime in on this, feel free to. If you want to, if you have a rebuttal for this, then by all means, rebuttal with me. I'm all for it. If you got a different, you know, opinion, I'm good. You know, please, by all means. If you have a different perspective, I'd love to hear it. But this lady, Stacey Plaskett. Oh, hello. We have a second. Hi, how are you? Good evening. Glad you could make it. I was just kind of having a little rant about the impeachment trial day 2. Stacey Plaskett. She is a horrible human being. She has been comparing the Capitol riot to 9/11, and she makes me want to puke. But if you guys want to, the two of you that are on right now, if you want to introduce yourself in the chat comment, go ahead. Feel free to do that. If you want to weigh in on this subject, feel free to do that. If you have a different opinion than me, weigh in on that too. This is a completely free forum. Glad to hear any opinions that you guys might have, even if they're different than mine. It's okay. That's kind of what we're here for. But yes, she absolutely made me sick. She showed pictures today of Washington, D.C. And if I remember correctly, these were the same photos. And again, I'm going by my own memory of when BLM was there rioting and burning the church and doing that whole nonsense that they were doing, and stating that it was Trump MAGA supporters doing the rioting. Which, again, that almost made me puke again. I'm like, so now everything that's happened in Washington that was, hateful and violent has now been twisted in this whole impeachment process to be Trump supporters. I can't even believe it. Well, I can believe it. I mean, they're saying that he brought that whole group to Washington to basically overthrow the government, which, they even showed photos, and I remember this when this happened during all the campaigning, of the Biden-Harris bus that was traveling through Texas. And a bunch of big, Super Duty trucks, Fords, Chevys, Dodges with MAGA flags and American flags kind of surrounded it on the interstate and was escorting it out of Texas. Now they're saying that there was eyewitnesses that these trucks tried to run this bus off the road, and that by Trump tweeting with the song that he tweeted with it, I love, that he loved Texas, that he was, inciting violence against, Biden and Harris, and he's dividing the country, and he's, inciting violence against everybody. But you've got Maxine Waters standing up, and I mean, it's on video, and she's been presented with the video, which she is still defending to date, of if you see Republicans or conservatives at a gas station, at a restaurant, or on the street, you get in their face, you push back on them, you make them feel uncomfortable, you let them know they're not welcome. And she's defending that, saying, I'm not inciting violence. I stand behind what I said, but that's not inciting violence. I never said anything about people being violent with them. I mean, we have got so much. Guys, I just can't. I can't even. I can't. I mean, we're in the midst of a witch hunt. I mean, I don't care if you like the guy or you don't like the guy. Yes, I am a Trump supporter, 100%. Will I tell you that sometimes the man needed to shut up? Yes. Did I agree with every single thing that came out of his mouth? No. But what I do know is that he was not a career politician. He could not be bought. I believe that he loved this country. I believe that he wanted what was best for this country. I believe that he was not establishment. I believe that the election was stolen from him, like majority of the people, which they're saying that, that's basis of all of this, that he was feeding us lies that the election was stolen. And I said it on my last video, and I'm going to say it again, and I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough subscribers to get on the radar, so I don't give a shit. I'll say it, and I'll say it over and over and over again. Majority of the country knows that this election was stolen. They know it. I've talked to people who voted Democrat. I've talked to people who voted for Joe Biden. And even though they voted for Joe Biden, and even though they are happy that Donald Trump is not their president, they are still willing to admit that something shady happened on the election. They may not be willing to say outright that the election was stolen, but they're willing to say that, you know what? Something just isn't quite right about it. I'm glad he's not my president, but something's not right. That tells you everything you need to know. When somebody who absolutely hates Donald Trump's guts is willing to tell you that something's not right about the whole damn thing. Hi, we've got a third on. How are you tonight? Hope you're home. Hope you're safe. Hope you're staying in. So yeah, I'm perplexed by this whole damn process. I'm frustrated by the whole damn process. Anybody else on here frustrated? Oh, we lost the third. Okay. Anybody else frustrated with the process? Kind of show of hands, show of likes in the comments. Anybody want to chime in? Well, we lost another one. I don't know if I'm pissing people off and they're just leaving, or it might get interesting tonight. I don't know. Ooh-wee. Well, either somebody's internet is kicking them off and on like it did last live, or people have jumped on and don't like what I have to say and have jumped off. Either way. Yeah. If they're jumping on and don't like what I got to say, I don't give a shit. So, anyway. I digress. Back to this Stacey Plaskett. Back to the point that I was making, that she's comparing this to 9/11. She's going through all this saying that it was an attack on the democratic process. Big issue with that too. We had an attack on the democratic process the moment that they started messing with the election results that night. So, turnabout's fair play, but not with these people. They want to paint this big picture that they are saints. That they're saints. And no politician is a saint. We know that. They all lie. We know they all lie. That's a given. We know that. Uh-oh, I got a friend request. Hold that thought. Yeah. I'll deal with that here in a minute. So what they don't realize is that when they do this kind of stuff, they are domestic terrorists. They're the ones screaming loud, pointing fingers that Trump supporters are domestic terrorists. They're the ones that are domestic terrorists when they start messing with elections and they do corrupt stuff behind closed doors in politics. They're the ones that are doing this. And people have red-pilled up, and people are awake. And people more and more every day are becoming awake. And it scares the hell out of them. They're crying and boo-hooing because people were in the Capitol screaming, "Where's Nancy? Bring us Nancy. Bring us Mike Pence." No, nobody's lives should be threatened. But you know what? Nancy Pelosi has been one of the biggest ringleaders of division and hate speech for years. Yeah, she's gonna eventually get whatever is coming to her. And they were looking for her. I don't know. You know, I don't know. And she ran and she hid. She was quick to hightail it out. You know, she won't even answer questions during press conferences. She will, if it's a question she doesn't like or she doesn't want to answer because she knows that she can't answer it, or she knows that she can't answer it honestly without lying, it's not a valid question. I'm not answering that. That question is not worth my time. Hell, maybe it's because of her dementia. Maybe it's because she's had too much to drink that day. I don't know. The woman's crazy. She's batshit crazy. And it's not because Donald Trump told me she was crazy. I can see crazy when I see it. I'm not stupid. They think that Donald Trump has us all brainwashed. Well, see, that's the problem. We're not brainwashed anymore. Everybody red pilled up and we came out of our brainwash. We're figuring it out. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing the truth. We're seeing past the smoke screens. That's what their real problem is. Now they're trying to suppress it. No, we need you to be brainwashed again. This only works if you're brainwashed. If you believe everything we tell you, you've got to believe our narrative. You've got to buy into it. Well, I'm done buying into it. I don't know how many else of you out there are done buying into it, but I'm done buying into it. I suggest you be done buying into it too. I had some executive orders printed out that I was going to go over tonight. Then all this weather shit happened, and this impeachment trial happened, and I just that went out the damn window, and now I'm just on a bitch and rant session. Hell, my last video got more views than hardly any other one I had, and it was because I was on a bitch and rant session. For whatever reason, people that watch my videos seem to like it when I get on my crazy shit. So here's my crazy shit again. So apparently you guys like that. I don't know. Here it is. Batshit crazy again tonight. And no, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking Gatorade. Straight Gatorade. Some of y'all probably think I'm bipolar. I'm not. I think we're just all fed up. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fed up. Still been reading. Still been reading, guys. Reading some books. I don't know. Anybody got anything? My one lonely person on is not talking, so I don't know who you are. You haven't said hello. I'm pressuring you now. I'm pressuring you. Who are you? Say something. The pressure is real. I'll end up losing you here in a second too, I guess. Oh, goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see what else I've got here. Let's see what else I've got here. Da, 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 da. Talked about that. Talked about that before. I'm looking through some notes and stuff that I have from the last couple of days, see if there's anything interesting to plug in.
A new station alert has arrived.
Oh boy. Oh, I've got another one on. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? Let's see what our news station alert is. Heavy freezing rain is falling. Well, no joke. That's something that me and my husband were talking about before he left. I hate to be this way, but the meteorologists in our area, like, there's a couple of good ones, but the one that I was watching, he is so dramatic. And he talks to you like you are like 5. See this? This stuff that's falling from the sky? Yeah, it's wet. And it looks like rain, but it's not rain. You want to know you know why it can't be rain? Because it's cold outside. So when it hits, it freezes. You don't say. Isn't that why it's called freezing rain? Sherlock? I am so over stupid lately. Like, I can't handle any more stupidity. Like, I just can't. I can't handle any more of it. Yeah, I can't handle any more stupid. So if anybody else is feeling that way, like, please chime in, because I feel like there's so much stupid in the world that that I'm just kind of done. Like, I just don't even know what to say about it other than I definitely think there should be a test that you have to pass before you can procreate at this point, because we don't need any more stupid people breeding. I don't know if it's ego that creates the stupidity or if it's genetic. I don't know. So I told you I would talk a little bit about the EOs. So I'm going to just kind of go briefly over some of the stuff that I have been looking at, that I'm still looking at. Biden has revoked five EOs of Trump's. 13,771, 13,875, 13,891, 13,892, 13,893. And in 13,777, Section 2 and Section 3 were completely abolished. We just lost one. So, bye. I've still got my one loan. I'm going to call you my one loan nut, because you've been with me like the whole time. So, yay! Yeah, so he has revoked all of those. I'm still reading through some of those. It's just because I only have a few hours in the evening to do this, and I'm really kind of just trying to go through and take notes. And yeah, so the EO that everybody is really obsessed with, patriots, what everybody wants to call conspiracy theorists, QAnons. Yes, I said the trigger word QAnon, but again, I don't have enough followers or subscribers to be on anybody's radar, so I'm going to say it. QAnon, 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 QAnon. Q, 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 Q. I'm going to say it, YouTube. I don't care. Ha. Is 13818. It was on December 20th of 2017. It was the blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption. Basically, this is the one that they're all talking about where he declared a national emergency. This one is where he finds that the prevalence of severity of human rights abuse and corruption that have their source in whole or substantial part outside the United States, such as those committed or directed by persons listed in the annex to this order, have reached such scope and gravity that they threaten the stability of international political and economic systems. Human rights abuse and corruption undermine the values that form an essential foundation of stable, secure, and functioning societies, have devastating impacts on individuals, weaken democratic institutions, degrade the rule of law, perpetuate violent conflicts, facilitate the activities of dangerous persons, and undermine economic markets. The United States seeks to impose tangible and significant consequences on those who commit serious human rights abuse or engage in corruption, as well as to protect the financial system of the United States from abuse by these same persons. I therefore determine that serious human rights abuse and corruption around the world constitute an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States, and I hereby declare a national emergency to deal with that threat. And then it goes into the sections. So again, if you want to look at that, that is Executive Order 13818 on December 20th of 2017. I have it right here. I actually have it printed. So that is the one that everybody is referring to. Q about national emergency. It's several pages long here. Goes into talking about unrestricted immigrant and non-immigrant entry into the United States of aliens determined to meet one or more of the criteria in Section 1 of this order. There's several sections. There's 12 sections of this order. I apologize. There's 13 sections of this order. Oh, I have a like. Thank you. That's fantastic. Appreciate whoever did that. So yeah. Again, this is all stuff that you guys can go find. I put a link to this site on one of my previous videos, and I am still also looking at Biden's orders that he's doing, because I think it's important, guys. It is important that we're seeing what the hell he's trying to do, because that man is a puppet. He is a puppet. He is a puppet. I have noticed, and it has been brought to my attention through several other videos that I have watched, and I finally paid attention the other day, because I was watching it live. There has always been always, and I've always noticed this, you always have snipers on top of the White House. Always. Has anybody noticed on the live feeds, there's no snipers on top of the White House? Pull that shit up tomorrow. Seriously, pull that shit up tomorrow. The live webcam of the White House. Because the last few days that I have pulled it up, I have not seen one sniper on top of the White House. Not one. I mean, we all know that there's that theory out there that he's really sitting at Castle Rock in Hollywood. Oh, Biden is. So, yeah. I don't know. There's a whole lot of sketchy shit going on. Whole lot of sketchy shit. So, just makes you wonder. One EO that Trump did that I thought was really cool. And I do want to bring this up because this is pretty awesome. And I'm hoping this one doesn't get overturned. Although I'm pretty sure once they figure it out, they're going to try to. It was EO 13958. It was done on November 2nd of 2020. So this one is a fairly newer one of his. It was establishing the President's Advisory 1776 Commission. Basically, and I'm just going to kind of read through a little bit of it. The purpose of this, the American founding envisioned a political order in harmony with the design of the laws of nature and of nature's God, seeing the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as embodied in the sanctioned by natural law and its traditions. The formation of a republic around these principles marked a clear departure from previous forms of government, securing rights through a form of government that derives its legitimate power from the consent of the governed. Throughout its national life, our republic's exploration of the full meaning of these principles has led it through the ratification of the Constitution, Civil War, the abolition of slavery, Reconstruction, and a series of domestic crises and world conflicts. Those events establish a clear historical record of an exceptional nation dedicated to the ideas and ideals of its founding. Against this history in recent years, a series of polemics grounded in poor scholarship has vilified our founders and our founding. Despite the virtues and accomplishments of this nation, many students are now taught in school to hate their own country and to believe that the men and women who built it were not heroes, but rather villains. This radicalized view of American history lacks perspective, obscures virtues, twists motives, ignores or distorts facts, and magnifies flaws, resulting in the truth being concealed and history disfigured. Failing to identify challenges and correct this distorted perspective could fray and ultimately erase the bonds that knit our country and culture together. The recent attacks on our founding have highlighted America's history related to race. These one-sided and divisive accounts too often ignore or fail to properly honor and recollect the great legacy of the American national experience, our country's valiant and successful effort to shake off the curse of slavery and to use the lessons of that struggle to guide our work toward equal rights for all citizens in the present. Viewing America as an irredeemably and systematically racist country cannot account for the extraordinary role of the great heroes of the American movement against slavery and for civil rights, a great moral endeavor that from Abraham Lincoln to Martin Luther King Jr. was marked by religious fellowship, goodwill, generosity of heart, and emphasis on our shared principles and an inclusive vision for the future. As these heroes demonstrated, the path to a renewed and confident national unity is through a rediscovery of a shared identity rooted in our founding principles. A loss of national confidence in these principles would place rising generations in jeopardy of a crippling self-doubt that could cause them to abandon faith in a common story that binds us to one another across our differences. Without our common faith in the equal right of every individual American to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, authoritarian visions of government and society could become increasingly alluring alternatives to self-government based on the consent of the people. Thus, it is necessary to provide America's young people access to what is genuinely inspiring and unifying in our history, as well as to the lessons imparted by the American experience of overcoming great national challenges. This is what makes possible the informed and honest patriotism that is essential for a successful republic. A restoration of American education grounded in the principles of our founding that is accurate, honest, unifying, inspiring, and ennobling must ultimately succeed at the local level. Parents and local school boards must be empowered to achieve greater choice and variety in curriculum at the state and local levels. So he has done, and it goes on into section 2, talking about the Presidential Advisory 1770 Commission. Within 120 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of Education shall establish in the Department of Education and the Presidential Advisory 1776 Commission. Basically, he's putting together this commission. I encourage you all to read through this because it's very interesting that he's wanting. And basically, he wants history taught the way it's supposed to be taught. And he's wanting these liberal agendas of divisiveness and them to stop erasing our freaking history. Stop calling our founding fathers racists and understand that they built this country so that you could be free. So, yes, EO 13958, November 2nd, 2020. Go read it. It's got some good shit in it. That's what I mean. It's got some good shit in it. I was happy when I read that. Anyway, not that y'all need me to read to you like your 5-year-olds, but I thought it was good. I'm throwing it out there. So, anyway. I think it's hopefully they don't find that one and erase it. But I don't think Biden's got a brain cell in his head to find anything. So it'll be up to his puppet masters to find it. All right. Any thoughts, comments, ideas? Anybody want to bash me? I mean, I'm up for anything tonight. I'm home alone, so. I don't know, man. I don't see too many other people getting on other than my one person that's been with me from the beginning. I don't know who you are, but you rock. I think I might know who you are. I don't know. I think I might know. If it's who I'm thinking it is, I might shoot you a text message here in a minute and see if it's you. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so sent that off. So anyway, like I said, I haven't printed off the rest of those EOs yet. I've been inundated with some other stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for tonight, other than, I was hoping for some roundtable discussion, but my one lonely person is very quiet, so and the other people that have kind of hopped on and hopped off, they're gone, so if there's anything you want to talk about, throw it up. Any questions? Oh, it's not who I thought it was. So whoever you are, you're not who I thought you are. Give it a minute and I'll have another one on. So yeah, that's sorry, give me just a second. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Yeah, that's really all I have. So, again, if you have anything, my one lowly person on here, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions or anything. I mean, as long as it's not, inappropriate, as long as it's not vulgar, I'll answer it. So you can type it in the chat if you want. If it's vulgar, I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to kick you off. Which is, on my video the other night, I did have one comment, and I ended up having to delete it because when I opened up the comment, it was porn, and I was like, oh no, that's got to go. That's not allowed. It was quite disgusting porn too. I mean, it wasn't even like classy porn. It was gross. So I was like, no, you got to go. It was quite disgusting. So anyway, I thought that was funny. Yeah. So we don't do that on here. No. No nasty porn. Okay. And no good porn either. No, let's just make that really clear. I just thought about what that sounded like. No porn at all. So if the one person is laughing because you're thinking, oh yeah, you can send porn, no, you can't send any porn. We're not doing that. I swear I'm going to get myself in trouble one day. Anyway, again, I digress. My friend Red should be jumping on here in a minute. Yeah, maybe. Apparently I have a missed call. All right. Let's see, what other interesting stuff have I been watching? Monkey put up a video the other day that was pretty interesting. Monkey Works. Shout out to Monkey Works. I like watching him. He does some cool shit with telling you about planes and stuff. apparently a plane was leaving Washington. It wasn't labeled as like one of the Air Force One planes, but it's a plane that they typically will use for an Air Force One plane. Didn't know where it was going though. But again, he said that, like, and that's his thing. Like, I don't know if any of you all watch Monkey Works. I do. He's funny. I like, not like ha funny, but he's just, I say funny because what he does is super interesting to me because I don't know anything about it. So I'm kind of a nerd like that. Like, if I don't know anything about it and somebody, you know, seems to have knowledge about something, I'm kind of like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. You know, I'll watch that. You know, but apparently, you know, he knows all about these planes and shit. So, but apparently it's a type of plane that they would use for Air Force One. And, but it's, don't know if it wasn't labeled like Air Force One would be. So, yeah. Watched some interesting stuff on some chemtrails. And what all that means. How it fucks with our weather. And how they've been doing it for a long ass time. Let's see. What else? I have a boring life, guys. Like, man, I work and I read and watch videos, and except for the weekend, like I said, I like unplugged from everything and just kind of hung out with the spouse and played with my dog and chilled. I need to do more of that. My husband tells me I get too wrapped up in shit. He's probably right. You know, it is what it is, but that's okay. Yeah, that's, I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting. I don't think there is. No. My dog is groaning and grumbling. He's an old man. Yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna cut the video off. Thank you, my one lonely person, for being on with me all this time. This will be posted on the page for anybody that wants to go back and view it. Again, you can find me on Instagram, CloutHub, MeWe. So yeah, that's gonna be probably about it for tonight until I post up another video. I'm gonna try to do another live next week. Wednesday's kind of my live night. Husband's out. I got the house to myself. He's not here. Bother me. He hates listening to me rant, so you know. So yeah. Again, if you're in my area, you're in, you know, southern Indiana, Kentucky, stay home tonight. The weather is shit. The roads are shit. Stay home. Be safe. Be well. And I'll post up another video sometime this week or this weekend. And I will try to be live again on Wednesday next week. So until then, be well. Have a good night. See you guys then.